What do you say to parishioners who say they are too busy or already active in church so they cannot attend BEC meeting? The other question that I have on the box is fellowship necessary? Too much emphasis on food. So that is a comment that no need to answer. Only the first one is a question. Is fellowship necessary? Because that is a question. Then what do you say to people that are busy but very active already in the church? So busy, already active in the church. Okay. Maybe someone want to respond. The one on fellowship. Is fellowship necessary? So is yes or no?
No. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Food is not necessary.
Food is necessary.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
We can give some recipe or
So I am getting some responses from here.
The food attracts people.
This guy in front of
Private fellowship is also very important because that's where people get together. And as far as food is concerned, I think it must be of some good quality. Because that will be. Sorry, I'm reprimanded by my BC leader. Because that will be an impetus and an encouragement. Also, in so's house, food very good, so all will flock in there.
Actually, John spoke to me earlier about this. I don't know this question is going to come out. He said something that is different from me, but he said something different from me.
Yeah, fellowship is good. We can share our problems. Then our BEC people will help us, or any suggestions. That is good. I also agree for fellowship, but some people are too busy to attend. Thank you.
I feel that sometimes fellowship, some people may not be able to even afford it, or they find that it's a burden. So it depends on each family. I mean, you mustn't make it a rule, but sometimes they feel that if someone does elaborate, they feel pressure to even do it like that. So it's not fair on those persons who are maybe not free to, or they just want something simple is better than something very heavy or anything.
Thank you. Yes.
This one about says getting students who are studying. Sometimes they cannot come out, or they can come out different time. Student in college and so on. Number one. Number two, those youth working in Singapore 12 hours, 13 hours, by the time they come back, flat on the bed. Three, those Catholic nurses, work shift. They also sometimes have less time to go to church or have fellowship and so on.
Thank you. You mentioned about groups that find it difficult to find time, which is real.
I'd just like to elaborate more on what the sisters have shared. Because some families have over-elaborated meals for sharing. And some families who are not so well off, they are difficult for them to, it might also discourage people from opening up their house for this BEC. Because I say, I go eat some curry chicken, come to the house eat cookie. So these are one point that we see that it might discourage people from coming forward. And can we just have, it's my personal suggestion, just drinks and finger food. I think that is what we did in those old days. Now you can beer session and everything.
Yes.
To be honest, I agree with all of you because what is the definition of fellowship? How do you define it? How do you stereotype it? Do you stereotype it? I don't think so. Because I think you cater for your public. You have different type of people, different demographics. I think we have to be flexible. Sometimes what we can do a potluck. You know, suggest that. I mean, most of the people in my town, they're okay with potluck. They're okay with doing it themselves. Yeah. So it's all about flexibility. Try not to offend people. Be sensitive to everybody's needs. I think that's what's important. We don't stereotype. Yeah. Thanks.
Sometimes it's understanding your own members first. You know, rather just you do not know who new ones are coming in and all that. But sometimes even among our own members, you are not even sensitive to the individuals. For instance, you know that it's so hard for them to open their homes, and then suddenly they open their homes. We know what are their needs. At least 2 or 3 old members, are rather close. They may need a little bit of help and all that. Offer the help. Even sometimes without offering, by offering something, they just call them up and tell them or text them, oh, I'll be bringing something. You don't have to force it on everybody that comes that's going to be potluck. Because sometimes whoever comes along, they don't bring anything, they also don't feel bad about it. But if they see that kind of fellowship, when there's no forcing, someone just bring something light and extra. Doesn't matter. It might turn out suddenly everyone has a lot, or maybe there's nothing at all, but it's open, really. So we don't call it even potluck for everybody. If somebody say potluck, also they also might not even want to turn up. So in a way, if it's a smaller group, I think we can actually be sensitive to each other and then just open up our mouth and offer ourselves.
Actually, at the beginning, when we started the BEC, we were told to just serve drinks, no food. But some people started serving some biscuits or some home-cooked food, and that's how it all started. And then those who cannot cook, poor cooks, they have to buy. But they provide fruits or cakes or something. And we don't mind. Whatever you serve, we will have. We never say, oh, this is not enough. Or we enjoy the fellowship. It's not the food that counts. It's the fellowship when we sit around the table and we talk, about problems, about politics or anything. And we enjoy the fellowship. That's what it's about. Not the food.
So there are two.
In my opinion, fellowship is important and must be practiced. It is not the quantity that matters, but it's the quality that matters. But I also remember that it's difficult to set up a SOP for fellowship because you cannot have a standard operating procedure. This is amount that we understand. But why it is important? Because the ulterior motive of having fellowship is to be people around and get together. Once the community becomes stronger, probably the fellowship part can take the secondary, the food part can go secondary. So it is important to have a fellowship. And then we also must be able to think out of the box that the culture must be prepared among the members. It is not necessarily to be weight or the size or the variety that matters. As long as you have something to eat, drink. Then the spirit of BEC and unite.
I find that I have two important words that when I hear from this. One is small. BEC needs to be small so that we can know each other. One is small. Another word that was mentioned was flexibility to your own community. So when we are flexible and to our own community and it is small and it can be practiced. And fellowship is important as we read in Acts 2. The people gather for fellowships. They gather for fellowship. And it's part and parcel of community living. And if we recall back, some time back, there is this small card that says about BEC, the acronym. B for Being together. What is the meaning of being together? I would like to add a word. Being together to build relationships. How to build relationship when you don't eat and talk? So you have to eat and talk. And in the time of Jesus, as Monsignor Sebastian was mentioning just now, because James Agenda was mentioning, then it is biblical. BEC is biblical. Biblical means it's based on the experience of the first apostles. They meet, they have fellowship, they eat together. And Jesus had many table fellowships with many different kinds of people. So eating to Catholics is important. To build is to build. But as I can't recall your name. Louis. As Louis mentioned, that is where we are being together, we build relationships, but we don't end at building relationships. Because B, we have E, is evangelizing one another. And we say we're evangelizing one another by entering into dialogue. If every time we talk, nothing to drink, the dialogue will become very dry. So we need something to help in the dialogue. Because we evangelize through dialogue. The Archbishop says dialogue is important. We say we don't force on another person. If you want to invite another person to the BEC, we say you must come, if not, if not, this, don't do any dialogue. Maybe we share what it has helped me when I attended the BEC. So I think we have settled with is fellowship necessary. Now we come to the second one. What do you say to people? To say to people, normally it's very difficult. To say to another person, to tell another person what to do, it's very difficult. To say to parishioners who say that they are too busy, or already very active in church, even more difficult. People very active in church, and you say come for BC. Monday I attend this, Tuesday I attend this, Wednesday I attend this. What is BC? So it will depend for me. For me, it will depending on who is this person, what is my relationship with this person, and thirdly, if I see that this is the target when we in the BC, somehow we discuss, we say, hey, we miss this person for some time already. That means the one has been with us. Now somehow or rather due to some reason, the person stay out. That is the third situation. That means a group decided to respond to meet this person. Then the approach will be different. Each one will need an approach. But we cannot convince people, to me, I cannot convince people, especially people that are very active in church, but say no, BC no. For whatever reason, I don't know. And I have seen that in my own parishes. I've seen that people very active in church, very active. Everything they will do. Busy? No. We accept that. He said busy? No. No, say he don't know. He knows everything. He knows what the church teaches, whatever he knows. But he just said no. If you talk to him more, he will not tell you why the no. So, unless we know why the no, then we can say something. If you have very good relationship with the person, maybe you can share. You can share what BC helps you and things like that. If you are not close to the person, it will be a little bit difficult to share.
No, I was thinking maybe we can ask Father to answer that.
Maybe Father would like to add on, yeah, why not?
So active in convention before Divine Mercy. Why don't you come to share with us the joy of being be members of convention before to pray in the Divine Mercy? Help us our ministry to grow. Why don't you come? Share with us. He share our faith. He share his faith to us also, right? Not necessarily we always say you come and join us. Yeah, actually we ask him to come and share his faith with us. At the same time we share with him. Might be one day he will come with us. I don't know. Isn't that? No, I'm trying, yeah. That's how I become Christian. Yeah, sometimes we have to invite them to come. Yeah, you are very active, but share your joy with us. Share your faith with us. Strengthen us. Sometimes we need someone to give us a you know? Not every day coffee, sometimes whiskey.
Anyone would like to add to that? Give us something to think about, especially those that are very active in church. Maybe those that are very active in church. Yes.
I don't know, there are two group of people. Some people like to be very active inside the church, but outside a different personality. No, that God, right? Outside the church, they are different personality. Inside the church, different personality. They want to go to meet people outside their own area. But those who don't want to come to BC, bear in mind, if there's any funeral, the first people to come is from area BC. Say rosary, go to the graveyard or crematorium, the area BC will come. So,
so in spite if they don't come, you go. Because you are living Christian life. You are living community living this. I don't know whether I addressed your question or not. Yes.
Well, in my opinion, to those who are very active in the church, it just shows that the spirit is with them. And therefore, they should use this to help the BEC by attending.
I have heard one reason why people don't want to join BEC, and that is because when we share in the BEC, sometimes we share personal things, and some of these personal things are not to be repeated outside the group, and some of it got out, so people are scared of their personal things being exposed to people who are beyond the BEC. That's why they don't want to join.
Thank you. A timely reminder that personal sharings to be kept in confidence. So now and then, maybe we need to remind our people that personal sharing should be kept in confidence. Are there any other burning questions or issues that you would like to clarify, like to say that from your heart? If not, I would just like to ask, how many of you from Sacred Heart Cathedral? Can you please stand to one people? Shall we give them a clap? Thank you. Can you sit down? I also would like to know, do you have a B Corp in your parish English B Corp? That means you meet once a month together among the DC core teams. Okay.
There is but a few, only of them coming.
There is but only a few coming.
Only 4 or 5.
Do you have somebody that's coordinating this group? Who is the coordinator here with us?
No, sorry.
No?
Previously we have, but now the coordinator has resigned.
Resign. You have an assistant or somebody? Maybe? Yeah? Messenger running. So it may be good after this if the Sacred Heart Cathedral people can just group one corner and talk a bit so that they can better organize at the parish level. CIC? CIC? Okay, yeah, more, yes. Okay. Thank you. So I would like to ask the same question. Do you have a big course that means monthly?
Yes.
Is the last Wednesday of the month? Okay, do you have your coordinators here? Deacon of Faith? Maybe Deacon of Faith. Okay. Thank you. Then we have Kulai. Christ the King. Really? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Do you also meet do you have a big God? No.
Yes.
So yes or no? So what?
We actually because of the English group, there's been 3 groups.
We have 3 groups, but do you meet together? The 14 you meet together?
One group.
This all from one UC only. Okay. Who is the coordinator for your big God?
Actually,
Shirley is coordinating, so you meet Monday also. Then we have Planto, Masai.
Team leader there.
Team leader. Okay. So you meet also monthly? Once in 2 months.
All the language groups.
All the language groups together. But English language group, do you meet separately? All meet together. Okay. Maybe you want to talk a little bit? Yeah. Big talk meeting. Since you have all the language groups together, how you do it? Yes. How God do it? Yes. You reminded me. It is possible. Yes.